Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I thought I would show you what's in my camera bag for every single time I go out plane spotting. So kicking things off, we'll start with the bag. So this is a Low Pro, I think it says on it somewhere. Yes, Fast Pack BP 250 AW2. It has been an absolutely fantastic bag. This is now probably year 7 of having it, and there's many reasons why I love it, but the best feature of it that really brings it into its own when it comes to plane spotting is its 50-50 configuration. So it's got half camera bag, half normal rucksack, so it means you've got space for all of your camera, your lenses and all your bits in there, but the top half is just a normal backpack, so you can pack clothes or food and snacks for the day or whatever it may be, and keep both bits separate, as well as many other pockets and things like that. And the other great thing about it, which especially if you're doing spotting in England, is this. It's a waterproof condom for the bag, a waterproof cover that basically stretches over the top and all the way underneath. There we go. So when it's pissing down with rain, it'll keep all of your equipment and gear nice and dry. Same with snow, sleet, stuff like that. Keeps the actual bag dry, keeps everything inside dry, and it's attached as well, so you don't have to worry about it blowing off and disappearing. Outside of the bag is obviously what's inside of the bag, and the main piece of equipment obviously for any camera bag is the camera. Now obviously I'm filming on the camera as we speak, but my main camera is a Canon R5. I appreciate it's a very expensive camera and certainly isn't a must-have, but there's some features on it that really bring it into its own, namely the autofocus and its 20 photos or 20 frame a second photo rate. 20 photos a second, you're guaranteed at least one in focus, framed right, and all of the rest of it. It's user friendly. Battery life is pretty good. You've got your articulating screen, so you can, wherever you're holding, if you're trying to hold up over a fence and stuff like that, you can pivot a screen and still see what you're shooting. And to go with it, I normally pair one of two lenses. One I'm filming on right now, which is the Canon RF 24-70 L f2.8L, I think it is. It's a perfect all-round lens. It rarely comes off. It covers you wide. It covers you relatively zoomed in. Obviously, it does rely, when it comes to plane spotting and aviation photography in particular, it does rely on you being pretty close up. But I am fortunate enough to get that close sometimes when working. And that's where this one then comes in. This is a stabilized Canon 70 to 300mm. So that really covers pretty much every eventuality for airport-based spotting, shall I say. 300mm down to 70 would cover you basically from final approach to being on the ground. So it's a really versatile lens, and it covers such a great focal range in one movement without obviously having to change lens. It's stabilized as well, because when you're zoomed in at 300mm, obviously your movements are really emphasized. So having the extra stabilization as well as the in-body stabilization of the R5 means that you can afford to lower those shutter speeds a little bit if lighting conditions or the look you're going for demands that, and it keeps it nice and stable. So that's a fantastic bit, and I never go anywhere without that one. Sticking with the lens theme are filters. Now, I appreciate these aren't must-haves by any stretch, but they really do both serve a purpose. So the first one is a CPL, or circular polarizing filter. And what that does is it removes glare. I use this primarily for car photography, but it does work well with aviation and anything outside when the sun's out. It removes glare from reflective surfaces. So when you get reflection off windows, so for example, if you're shooting at Heathrow when they're landing on 09 left and you've got T5 in the background, all of that glass, if the sun's hitting that, you get the glare off it. One of these with a little rotate to adjust it will remove, or could It's not always guaranteed because it depends on a million and one different things, but it could really help remove that glare and reflection off the glass, and that's potentially spoiling your shot. The other one is an ND filter. This is a variable ND filter, should I say. So it's basically like a pair of sunglasses, and it lightens and darkens the image. So if you're after some motion blur and you need a low shutter speed, but it's still quite bright outside, and it's not allowing you to lower the shutter speed enough, you can pop one of these on, rotate it, effectively make the environment darker for the camera, requiring a lower shutter speed, giving you the motion blur. So yeah, never go anywhere without these two. They can come in really, really handy for both photo and video, actually. I really think is a must-have for any aviation photographer's camera bag is these spare batteries. It's all well and good having a fully charged battery that you know in previous experiences lasted you more than enough, but you just don't know how these things are going to behave sometimes. I mean, I've been there where I've put my camera in my bag, accidentally turned it on, got it out the other end, and half the battery is already gone. So it just covers you for stuff like that, especially if you're traveling hours to to a particular airport or a particular spot. It just means that you're guaranteed that no matter what happens, if it's cold weather that's draining the battery quickly, if it's accidentally left on, if you're staying longer than expected, or you're waiting for a particular movement, whatever it may be, it's always just, in my opinion, a must have to have a couple of spare batteries, fully charged, obviously, for your camera. Lens cleaning equipment. So this, you may have seen these, they call them all sorts, little air puffer, perfect for blowing little clothes fibers, dust, when you change your lens on the lens element or inside the camera body itself, just a few little, might be able to hear that, there we go, puffs of air, just blow it out. You're not getting your greasy fingers in there and leaving smudges. And in here is just some lens cleaner and some microfiber lens cloths again, especially when it's raining and you get water spots. Obviously when you try and use your bottom of your shirt and stuff, you get the smears and things like that. A little spray of that and a wipe will get you back to a nice crystal clear lens. So again, must have, just lives in the top of my bag. And last but not least is, again, by no means a must-have, but for me it's going to be a must-have this year because I'm determined to document more of this, more aviation videos. I want to make at least 2 a month, is my current aim. So I'm therefore going to be carrying my GoPro and my wireless DJI mics, which I'm using now, around with me at all times, just so I'm ready to film a video. There's going to be no excuses. But regardless of what I'm going to be using for, 2 great bits of equipment if you do want to get into documenting more behind the scenes and just the whole adventure of what you're getting up to, is a GoPro, is a perfect all-in-one little camera, and some kind of decent microphone, these DJI ones, attached to your phone, attached to your camera. It might even attach to the GoPro, actually. I haven't tried it. Yeah, that kind of concludes what I don't leave the house without in my bag. If there's anything that you have that I've not mentioned, stick it in the comments below. If there's any questions about any of the bits that I've mentioned, also stick them down below and I will get back to you 100%. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you've watched this far, I'm really excited for where this channel is going to hopefully start going. The next batch of videos are going to be vlog style, which is going to be really cool, sort of out and about at airfields. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.